Welcome to Grablo. In this tutorial, we'll create an automated temperature and humidity logging system that emails you daily reports right after midnight. Let's get started. Create a new project and give it a name. Now let's add a new logic to build our data logging system. First, let's create a control that reads sensor data every minute. Add a periodic type condition and set the interval to 1 minute. This triggers our data collection every 60 seconds. Next, add an I/O device control action and create a new device. For this tutorial, we're using a BME 280 sensor with I2C communication, so search for BME 280 and select it. Then select the I2C address. BME 280 uses either 76 or 77. The default address varies by module, so refer to your datasheet to find the correct one. Select the device we just added and set the command to read data. Create 2 variables to store our sensor readings, one for temperature and one for humidity, and assign them accordingly. Perfect! Now let's write this data to a file. Add a read-write file action. Create a new file editor and select it. Since we want to continuously add data to a single file throughout the day, set the command to append. This way, new data gets added without overwriting what's already in the file. For the file name, we'll use today's date. This way, a new file is created automatically each day. Click the block button next to File Path to launch the block editor. From the text category, add a text join block and connect it to the return block. Create 3 slots and enter the file path. For this tutorial, we'll save files in the Linux temp folder at /tmp. To use today's date as the file name, add a current date block from the datetime category, convert it to text, and connect it to the text join block. Finally, add the file extension. Now a new file with today's date will be created each day automatically. Let's format our log entries with timestamp, temperature, and humidity values separated by commas. Click the block button next to Write Content to open the block editor. Add a text join block and connect it to the return block. Add a current timestamp block. Since this outputs text already, we can connect it directly without conversion. Add commas to separate values. Then add variable read blocks for our temperature and humidity variables. Convert these number values to text and connect them. Turn on the auto line break switch so each entry appears on a new line in the file. This makes the log much easier to read. Great, we're now logging temperature and humidity data every minute. Now let's create the email delivery system that sends yesterday's file right after midnight. Add a new control inside our existing control. Add a time range condition. Set the start time to midnight and the end time to a few minutes after midnight. We only need to detect when midnight has passed, so the exact end time doesn't matter much. Set the option to rising edge so the email is sent only once when midnight arrives. Add a send email action and create a new email client. To send emails, you'll need an SMTP server. Most email providers support SMTP. Check your email provider's SMTP settings for the configuration details. Enter your SMTP server address, username, and password. Oh wait, to enter the password, you need to be connected to your controller. That's because Grablo never stores sensitive data like passwords and API keys on Grablo servers. Instead, they're encrypted and stored securely on your own controller hardware. Let's skip the password for now and complete the rest of the setup. Select the email client we just created and enter the recipient email address, subject line, and message body. Finally, let's specify the file to attach. Click the block button next to attachment path to launch the block editor. Add a text join block and connect it to the return block. Then enter the folder path where our files are saved. Since we're sending the email right after midnight, we need to attach yesterday's file, not today's. Add a current date block and connect it to an add to date block. Set it to subtract 1 day. Convert to text. Connect to the text join block and add the file extension. Perfect! Our logic is now complete. Let's review what we've built. Every minute, the BME 280 sensor reads temperature and humidity, logging the data to a file named with today's date. Then, right after midnight, that file is automatically emailed to you. Pretty amazing what you can build with just a few blocks, right? Now let's connect to the controller and finish setting up the email client. Click Project Settings. Navigate to Email Client in the left menu and click Edit on the email client we created. Enter your password and save. Before running the project, connect the BME 280 sensor to the controller as shown in the table. For this tutorial, we're using a Raspberry Pi. All right, everything's ready. Let's run it. So what's next? Simply keep the controller powered on and wait for the email after midnight. Once you run the project, all the settings are sent to the controller, so you can close your browser. The controller will keep running on its own. All right, the email has arrived. Let's check it out. The attached file contains data measured every minute along with timestamps. Since it's comma separated, you can easily open it in Excel or any spreadsheet application. And we're done. You've just created a 24-hour automated logging system that delivers reports right to your email. Easy, wasn't it? Congratulations! You've successfully built your Grablo project. Ready to explore more? Check the links for tutorials and support. Thanks for watching and enjoy creating with Grablo.